Good afternoon everyone, it's Jo Armstrong here with a little mini book project I'd like to share with you. This was recently one which I had unearthed after many years, and it's a little mini book which ends up being 3 by 4 inches, 3 inches by 4 inches, and if you are willing to trim your photos a wee bit, they fit in really nicely. It has quite a few pages. It's made from one sheet of cardstock folded along and a little bit of cutting, and then covered in an extra little piece of designer paper around the outside. You can see it's a little cover there, a separate cover. So I was thinking about making another one of these books and just updating it a wee bit, making sure I finish it with some journaling and some embellishments. This one looks quite plain, and I realized that our quite a few of our older packs came with some sheets of photo cards, 3 by 4 photo cards, and this was from Berry Christmas. That's actually, whoops, never mind. Okay, so this was from Berry Christmas, and it's actually one sheet of paper, but the neat thing about using that paper is that every page has a different decoration on it. Some of them came out upside down. I've covered some front and back. You have to sort of think about which way you're going to fold it, but it's a really neat way of using up those photo cards pages, especially if you don't use pocket pages very much, and I didn't, so I've actually got quite a few of them. This is an old one. This one's called Boutique, and it's an old one I've looked through, and I've still got a few little scraps of, but the thing I seems to have the most of in these kinds of sets are the 3 by 4 and the 6 by 4 photo match pages, these ones, for the pocket pages. So using a sheet like this instead of a plain sheet of cardstock or a plain sheet of paper means that you'll actually get pages that are really quite varied and different. So I'm going to have a wee go with this today and show you how it works out. There will be some pages that end up upside down, and you'll end up having to cover those, but in general they come out really nicely, and you'll end up with a lot of variety on each of the pages of your mini book. Now I might speed along a bit too much for this and end up with some inaccurate pages, but if you take your time and do some careful measuring, it should work better. So start by taking off your zip strip, and then you need to decide which way you're going to cut it. I want most of my pages up this way, so this is the side I want to pay attention to. If you look at this side, they're orientated so that the photo spots are landscape. I want them portrait, so this is the side I want to use. With this side, what I need to do is I need to cut along here all the way up until the last 3 inches, but keep those 3 inches intact, and along here I need to cut all the way up to here and keep those 3 inches intact. Alright, so you end up with a cut, a join, so it ends up joined here like an S shape. So I'll go ahead and cut that up now. Our Fiskars trimmers, our 12-inch trimmers, are great for stopping and starting wherever you want to. You can see that has stopped here. Okay, so there's a stop there. I'll turn it around, do the other side. I want to stop here. This isn't quite perfect, so I don't know how we're going to go out for size, but okay. Alright, so now I've got this S shape with my paper. Alright, and now I want to start folding. Now I have done this in the past with the scoring blade, but I've found that it's easier to get it exactly right if you actually match it carefully with your fingers and use your bone folder. So I'm going to try that now with you. You can score it if you would prefer to score with your trimmer, but I'm going to have a go without. Right. So match the corners of your paper. And use your bone folder, and just concertina those backwards and forwards until all of that strip is on top. Okay, and when you get, so there's my first fold. Now when you get to here, you want to fold it under. So if I flip it over, I can go this way. Again, match the corners as much as you can. A bit of origami will work here. And again, use your bone folder. Keep concentrating all these folds so that you zigzag all the way through that S shape that you cut at the start. Right, this one's going to go up, and although it's a 6x4 photo spot, this one, we'll fold it in half. Okay, right, all that folding is done. So now what I've got is a little book. Now I always have to check, it actually looks as though by chance I've got it up the right way. Perfect. All right, there are 2 pages in the center there that are up the wrong way, but I'll cover those. The rest is actually how I would like it. I can decide, if I really like those 2, I can choose to do the book up this way. But it does mean now that I'll have to cover that one. And these 2 as well. But the front of my book is the one where I've got 2 single sheets at each end, okay? It is easy, if you get it up the wrong way, to find your book is like this. And what you'll see is that you can't turn these 2, they're attached, and you can't turn these 2, they're attached, so you end up with only 4 pages. If I turn that, that's that way. If I turn it, flip it this way, I end up instead with open that and open that, as though they're the covers. I end up with 1, 2, 3, 4, 5 center pages that turn. So that's the way I want to glue it. Okay, so I'm ready to glue now. For this I use wet and dry glue. I've talked about that before. What I need to do is basically stick any that are going to open at the back. So the back of all of these pages, that one I want to open, this one I don't. So I need to put glue on the back here. So anything that is needing to attach here, this is my binding, this is my spine, I need to put glue in all of those gaps. So this is my front. It's going to stick down with a spine. I'm going to put a cover on it. I will need to start putting glue in here. Right, so wet and dry glue. I'm going to put the dry glue along both edges, and then I'm going to just swipe the wet glue through the middle, turn it over and press. Now you will find that there is one like this you need to do. That was upside down, apologies. There we are, we're up the right way now. That's perfect. Okay, so I need to glue this one. Dry glue and wet glue. Press down. Okay, so that's my first page. It no longer opens. However, what it does do is pop up. So I need to adhere that. So now it opens that way. It also opens this way. What I need to stick that down. Okay, so pages turning, lovely, perfect. There's one here that wants to open, so it's another one of those flips. Looks like I'm out. Okay, I think my glue is done. So, page 1, page 2, page 3, page 4, page 5, back page, there we are. Now, there's my spine. It should be all stuck together. If I hold both outside pieces, none of those should come away. So I know that that's all been glued down. You can experiment by holding your book on the back and just giving them a pull, and nothing should pull apart. If it does, glue it. Alright, so now what I have to do is just create an outside cover for that. Now I know that the idea was there were 3 by 4 inches, 3 across, 4 inches tall, but I want my cover to be just slightly bigger, so I'm going to go 1/4 of an inch taller for the height. Now I need it to be a little bit longer width so that it can wrap around the spine. I go into my boutique scraps bag, and I've got this lovely sugar plum, which is a old colour, and it's sugar plum dark side and light side, so it's going to give me a bit of variety, which is cool. I'm going to cut that. That looks to be perfect height, completely by chance. I'm going to cut it 6.5 inches long. That should give me heaps of space to curl around the ends. Right, there's my spine. So now all I have to do is stick that in there so that it wraps around the outside like that. Perfect. Right, I'm out of dry glue for the moment, so I'll just go to wet just to finish this project for you. But normally I would be using the dry glue as well. Right, leave that to dry. While you're leaving it to dry, you could put it under something to press. While you're leaving it to dry, think about your pages that were upside down. I have a couple of spare squares here that I can use on the pages that were upside down. So I've got those 2. That's it for this book. That's cool. So I can cover this there. Or I can get some of my spare sugar plum and use that, light or dark, doesn't matter. Plus, think about decorating your outside. I've got the embellishments that were sold at the time. I've got some leftovers of those, so it's a great chance to use them up. I've got some lovely little strips that were sold almost like zip strips, little bits of those. Plus I've got some huge words. I don't know, love, probably too big. I could go that way, but might use the heart on there. There's some lovely little chipboard roses I could use on the cover. All sorts of cute things. So I'm going to come up with something and I'll just show you what I've done at the very end. Thank you very much for watching so far. Okay everybody, I'm finished my project now. I've just decorated the front with these little embellishments from the collection, the Compliments from Boutique. So there we are, that's what's finished like. I used the stickers, some of the little strip stickers. I just put a little dovetail in the end of them, layered them, popped the rose up on foam tape. This was a sticker as well, and on the inside I've added some things. I added an extra card because as it happened I had some of the cards I was having to cut off, or the ones that ended up upside down, I had on my second sheet of photo spot paper, the one for the pocket page. So I had that one, so I stuck it in there. Through the book, everything else is up the right way. This one was the wrong way, so I cut it out of my second sheet and put it on top, trimmed it a wee bit, put it on top. This one is a piece of spare sugar plum, and I trimmed it and put it on top. This one's ready for notes, and the rest are ready for photos. So there we are. There's a little finished 3x4 book, and wasn't that easy because all the decorations were done for you on the pocket page sheet. So talk about a quick and easy way of making a little mini album, because every page is different, and I love that. It's really pretty, really nice way of using that pocket page. All right, I hope that inspires you. Ka kite anō. I will see you again. Thank you very much for watching. Bye.